Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and you know I'm a big fan of Klein utility knives. I've got quite a few of them. They're great. In fact, I have lots of utility knives from other companies too, but Klein just released a new auto-loading utility knife that really got it right. This is an outstanding tool. The part number on this is the 44308. That's got to be deliberate, right? 44308, but I guess you could throw about any number out now with all the calibers and people think it's real, or just say Creedmoor after it and they'll believe it. But anyway, what makes this unusual or excellent is that it has a blade magazine that pops out the bottom. Holds 10 rounds, so it should be legal in all 50 states, but they do say check your local jurisdictions just to make sure, because it is a locking knife. I'd also like, if you're overseas, let me know, can you carry something like this? Or any utility knife if it's got a locking feature, or are these somehow exempt because they're not like traditional knives? Speaking of which, check out this old guy, little Klein here. This one is made in Japan. Little Klein Tools knife. Part number on this guy is a 44007. Just great numbers for knives. Anyway, so what's special about that magazine, each side holds 5 rounds, but you can use different blades in it. You see this one's marked number 2, this one's marked number 1. So if I put this in, you're going to see there's a window here, so I can see a number 1 in there, and that might be my traditional blade. But then if I flip it around so that 2 shows up in the window, you can see there, that means I've got this blade ready to go. There are 3 positions too, which is kind of nice. 4, I guess, on the stop. But if I slide it forward, there's a little position. It's not going to show up with that. Let me flip it around so you can see it actually. Make more sense. So first position is just that little bit. And I wouldn't mind seeing even less than that, because I open boxes probably with about that much. That'll cut through tape. But anyway, second position's there. It's locked in, and third position's there. So you've got these choices, which is great, and they're not hard. Or it's easy to move through them. It doesn't have the stubborn button. It's got a nice strong spring, so not a worry. It's got a rubber overmold down here, otherwise kind of a harder plastic. Barely enough orange for me. It's almost a blackout tool, but then that isolates the 2 buttons. The one up front obviously is for taking out the blade. If you hold that in, you can easily just reverse the blade and drop it back in to get the other side. But then when you're ready, just pop it out, cycle it, and you got a new blade. Now I have had this snap-on one for a long time, like probably a decade and a half at least. I got it when it came out. This one, it's got a side loading right here, no magazine, and it's always been one of my favorite utility knives, primarily for that, because you're cutting away. It's getting a little gummy here, but you're cutting away, and then finally, it's good grief, the blade's all messed up, and then you just go to town again with a nice fresh blade. Kind of heavy. I think I paid close to 20 bucks for this when it first came out, and I thought that was a lot. Now I think it's pushing 40, 50 bucks. This one is about $21. Made in Vietnam. Big old lanyard hole. I had a little fun at the beginning of the video. It just reminded me of something. Can't quite put my finger on it, but anyway, a great solid utility knife. What of course would be nice, maybe be able to either buy more of these, or if it came with 2 of them. And as far as its performance, I assume this is all going to stay in. There's metal where it needs to be metal, but then there's a lot of plastic and hooking inside here. Not exactly a clock, but there's stuff going on, and sometimes you want to make sure that you can keep the thing in fighting shape. However, it's so good that I would use it hard, and if I needed a different one because something happened, I'd certainly go get another. And it's got this kind of heavier metal face on the back. So like all these things, we tend to do other stuff with them. I was thinking maybe they could even put a hex right here, but it'd have to hold up to the stress. If you put something else in it, I don't know. I'm starting to add too much to it. Anyway, it does what it's supposed to do very well. Fits great in the hand. The alignment is good. Sometimes, if you look at the amount of stuff that's in the way up near the front on some of these, it can get a little crowded. I like that little ramp for the index finger, kind of keeps it oriented. No jimping on the front end, but most of them are pretty skimpy with the jimping, unless you go with, say, one of these kinds. Then you can get some jimping. But overall, yeah, $21, it's a no-brainer. This thing is excellent. And then being able to switch through different styles of the blades. One thing I will probably do is, rather than use the carpet ones, what I like to do is, I've got really nice blades, carbide tipped, gorgeous, super sharp ones. And then I've got kind of some junk ones. They're often Stanleys. And if I'm cutting something and I'm going into cement, like carpet or slicing wood along a hard wall, I may want to put a junk blade in. So it'd be so easy to just flip it around and have my my inexpensive blades, and just mess them all up, and then throw them away, and then when I want something with a little bit more precision, whoops, notice that I couldn't move this. I totally forgot because I left it cocked. Gotta release that to get that out. I can flip it around then, and now I could have my good precision blades. So there's a lot you could do that way. Just a beautiful expression of a utility knife. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. Out of the blue, wow, nice. And then that magazine. There are others with magazines. This just seems like an excellent way to create a large number of blades, 10 blades being held, but also different types of blades, because a lot of people do flip them around or just carry two different utility knives, and it's nice to have the one. But I think I'm going to go with the cheap blades and the expensive blades. What do you think? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.